Hello, it's Crafty Carol here with another little project for you, and I am using, I'll just get this out actually to show you, but I am using from the mini catalogue the gorgeous Oh Holy Night suite. I'm using the Stamp Set and Dies The Night Divine bundle, but I wanted to show you this whole sheet because I'm using the paper as well, and there's some gorgeous things in it. It's page 14 and 15 of the new mini catalogue, so let me know if you need a copy of that and you're in the UK or Ireland, because I can send you that. Sorry to my American viewers, you need to find a local US demonstrator for yourselves. Anyway, the card I'm going to make today is a U-fold card, is how I've seen it called. And you need various bits. Let me go through all the bits that you need. Oh, I've already cut these out. Actually, let me show you the stamp set first. The Night Divine stamp set comes with all these lovely words. Sadly, not English spellings, but never mind. On all the words, but the thing that made me buy it was this gorgeous die set it comes with, the Night Divine dies, which are a lovely nativity scene. So you've got the group of people here, various animals, and the sort of stable shape, if you like. So loads of gorgeous dies there, and they cut out beautifully. So for this one, what we are going to need, let me get all my bits. I've cut a lot of them because I don't want to waste time just cutting things. So for the base for the card, you need this 24.5 centimetres by 12.5 centimetres. And we're going to score that in a minute. Then if you're using the DSP, the Oh Holy Night DSP, then the piece you need for that, if you want it to be a scene, then you need it to be 22 by 12. And I'll show you how we'll cut it in a bit. If you wanted to just cut separate pieces of DSP, I'll go through the sizes of that. Then the cross piece for the card needs to be 17.5 centimetres by somewhere around 6 centimetres. It doesn't matter. I'm actually going to use this piece of DSP on mine that I've already sort of shaped, and I'm going to shape this around it. So roughly that size is about right. And the DSP size is 17 by whatever depth you want, up to 5.5. This is about 5. Then because the scene is at the front of the card, then I need to, and I'm going to use all these cut out figures. They do cut out beautifully. Look at the detail. I've used black, which is silly really in this light, but hopefully you can see if that's going to, yeah, I think it's focused on that properly, but hopefully you can see the detail in the figures. They're just fantastic. My only comment is I've got a shepherd one side and I've got a wise man the other by a sheep, but never mind. And which way the animal's face is a bit of an issue for me too, but hey, I'm getting really picky now. Then I also want a piece of basic white, and that is, 10 by 12 centimetres, and that's for the back. Right, so let's get the stamping done first and then we can do it. I'm actually using stamps from the companion set in that suite, which is the Stars at Night set. That as well has separate dies and a hybrid embossing folder, which are just wonderful. But I'm using the Merry Christmas from there, and I'm using the little group of stars just to decorate the back piece for me that I'm going to write on. So I'm going to use Night of Navy, and just got the Merry Christmas, so we'll just stamp those on. So I've got my back piece ready. So Merry Christmas somewhere in the middle there. And then I'm just going to stamp some stars around the corners because that's rather nice. And I could do the envelope at the same time. I'm actually going to do them. Yeah, I'm going to put them at the bottom as well. I'm going to, let me just tell you about the envelope, because this will not fit a normal C5 size card. To make it to fit that size card, the actual U-shaped card is so small, I didn't like it. So this will fit in a 5 by 7 inch envelope, which are easy to buy. So that's my back piece stamped. I've got my die cut pieces already cut out. So I've got a wise man, a shepherd. So how I've done those, this main scene I've die cut several times, and then I've just cut it off so that I've cut off my shepherd from one end, and I've cut off my wise man from the other. So that's how I've got those pieces. Then I've got a couple of extra animals. I've got a sheep and a donkey that I'm going to add in to the scene. So, oh, I'll show you the DSP. Let me show you the DSP. So it depends what DSP you want to use. It's the most glorious set of DSP. So this is the scene paper that I've used with the stars and that, and I've actually got it so that that is in the centre. So I've actually cut my 22 centimetres sort of from each end. I've cut off about 4 centimetres ish, 4.3 I think it is, each end to give me my centre bit, so my main star is in the middle. The other papers in here, they are just so gorgeous. And I did that because I wanted the scene at the bottom, so my piece has got the scene bit at the bottom, some of that. And I've cut it down to roughly what I wanted to fit with my scene at the front. The scene at the front, I've actually cut, I've got it here actually, I've cut from one of these pieces. So I've cut out some of these bits to actually fit across my scene at the bottom. That's that. Then if you wanted, you could simply use a plainer piece of DSP, such as this one as the background without the stars on, and then you need to cut, each is going to be 12 centimetres down, so you need 4 pieces that are 3 centimetres wide and 1 piece that is 10 centimetres wide. Okay, so hopefully that's explained about the DSP. Let me just put these away. Right, so let us start with the base card. I'm going to get everything in the way here, but never mind. There we go. So for the base card, we are simply going to score, and I find it easiest to do both ends and just turn the card round. So I'm going to show you that. And we're going to score 3.5 and 7 centimetres from each short end. So 3.5 first, I'm going to put it onto my scoreboard, line it up, push it up against the top and score. And then I'm going to move it to the 7 centimetres. Same thing, make sure it's jammed up against there and score. And then I'm going to turn it round and do exactly the same thing from the other side. So I've got 3.5 centimetres first and moving it up to 7 centimetres. And that gives us our base card. While I'm here, I'm going to cut the DSP while I've got this out. So I need my cutting blade now, so I'll bring that up. And I need 3 centimetres, 3 centimetres from each end. So 2 strips of 3 centimetres wide off my overall piece. I might do it this side because it's easier to measure and make sure it stays straight. So that's 3 centimetres, that's my first cut. And I need to make sure I keep these in line. Then my second cut of 3 is here. That's my second one for that side. Then I need the same from the other end. So I'm going to turn it round. So that gives me another 3. That's the first one from this side. And the second 3 from that side. There we go. And that is my middle piece. So that's all my cutting and scoring. It's a little bit fiddly. You want to make sure you get this right. And yes, I've got it so that star is just about in the middle, which is fine. So there's my scene. You can see how it still passes through. And then we just need to stick it onto the card. But I'm going to do my folding first. And the best way to fold this, we're going to fold, first of all, at the second score line, fold it inwards. And make sure that your sides are really well lined up. And give it a good bone fold. And then fold the other piece back on itself and give it another fold. Actually, it's got the cut the wrong way. I'm going to reverse that. So we're going to have that one first this way. Reverse these folds. Doesn't do folds any harm to be folded both ways. It actually makes them better folds in many ways. Then I'm going to do the same on this side. So fold it in. The reason I've done that is just because of where the cut edges of the card are. I like them to point to the back. Fold it back, bone fold. So that gives us our card, and it's going to sit like that with the other piece across the front. You'll see as I make it up. So the first thing I'm going to do is stick all my pieces of DSP on. So again, I shall move through the tape quite quickly because you don't need to see me do all of this, but take your time when you're doing it yourself. I'm using Tombow. You can, of course, use tape or whatever. Okay, so there's my first bit of my scene. Now I want to do my cross piece, and you might think this looks really odd because it's really short. You'll see why it's right in a minute. But first of all, I'm going to stick my piece of DSP on and then just trim it because I want this shaped because I'm being a bit fussy about it. Right, so once we've got the piece of DSP stuck on the blue, I've just trimmed it very roughly all the way round, and now we're going to stick it on. So the way to stick it on, we want one side folded in, doesn't actually matter which way round you do this, and stick one side on there, and then the second side is going to be stuck flat onto the far side. You'll see in a minute why that works. So make sure you don't get glue where you don't want it. So I need it no further over than here. So I can put my first line on there, and then I know I'm gluing the right place. Again, you could use tape rather than glue if you prefer. So I'm going to make sure that's really firmly down that side. Then I'm going to put the glue onto the back piece now. If I just move that up a bit, I can see where I need to put the glue, which is here. Just got a little bit stuck over the top, which I can get rid of, that's fine. There. And then the card will stand up, and it's got its name. If I turn it around that way, you can see it's got a U shape, which is where the card name comes from. But doing it like this, it will fold flat and fit in a 5x7 envelope. So that's our basic scene. I'm going to decorate the scene now and add my characters. So she'll have a wise man over this side. Now, if you're giving this to somebody rather than posting it, then you might want to use dimensionals. You can have your characters sitting up. I am going to be posting this one, so I'm going to use Tombow to stick them down flat. Because, ooh, let's have the donkey that side as well. I'll put my main scene in the middle. So I need to make sure that is right in the middle. So that is there. I could measure this from either end actually to be absolutely certain, but I'm not that OCD. Fairly OCD, but not quite. So I only want glue on the lower part of this because my figures will actually sit up at the top. So we will have that approximately there. Now that doesn't look in the middle, of course, but that's because I've got one side flat. It is in the middle if I open the card as it should be. See? Press those down, and then we'll add a few more little animals. We'll have our donkey, little donkey. There's me. Oh, see, I'm already getting into Christmas carols with my name. That's reasonable, isn't it? Oh dear. There we go. I just have my shepherd there. Try and stick him all the way up, can't I? Because he's flat, yes. There. So there is my card. And one of the reasons, now you'll find out why I wanted my card. Oh, my sheep's come off. Let me just re-stick my sheep on. Didn't wait for him to dry properly. There we go. Stick on little sheep, there we go. So one of the reasons that I wanted to do the paper in the way that I did was because, again, part of the suite are these gorgeous star embellishments, and I am going to be able to use one of those over my star here so that my star is above my scene. Do you like that? I thought that was quite clever thinking of me. So these are self-adhesive, so I'm going to put my star over the star on the paper. Just make sure it's straight. There we go. So now I have my star here. You could, if you wanted, obviously put a sentiment there, a sentiment circle, but I decided I wanted to leave that plain and just have my scene looking like that. I have to show it that way because if I stand it up, you can't really see it, obviously, because you're looking from above onto my desk. So that is my scene. That's how it will stand up. And then just to finish it off, I just need to stick my panel on the back, which I could have done before I started decorating the card, of course, but I forgot. I'll just put those away. So that is my panel where I can write my greeting. And again, because the whole thing folds flat, I have got a star under there, but where I'm going to write is fine. So that would be my greeting on the back, and that is my card. So I hope you like that. You could always use white pen to add more stars, add whatever else you like, but I quite like the simple simplicity of this. I hope you have a go at these. They're really simple cards to make, these U-shaped ones, as long as you've got the measurements. So they're all in my blog, where you can copy them down and make sure you've got them forever. And as I say, it folds flat to fit in a 5x7 envelope, and then you can send it to a friend. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will be back soon. The blog is at Crafty Carol's Cards in the Craft Along blog. And please do sign up for my emails while you're on my website, because then you'll hear all about what I'm doing next and find out what's going on. And you also get a free gift if you do sign up for my emails, of course. And I will be back next week with another project in my Christmas Countdown series. Bye for now.